Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ladies, gentlemen, gamers, and fellow Honkai Star Rail lovers, enjoyers, players, welcome back. And Little Ika enthusiasts. We are here, finally, to start, I believe it's to start, our drip marketing coverage for Hyacine. So this is where I was kind of blindsided. This is where right now it's about 11:30 p.m. And let me just make sure. Okay, yeah, no, I'm not missing anything. So it's 11:30 p.m. and I was thinking, okay, in about a half hour, I'm gonna have to check all the Hoyo accounts, Genshin, Star Rails, Endless, and see if I have to react to anything. Much to my surprise, right before I go live at Twitch TV/Tecnics channel, this is where I see in my feed a Keeping Up with the Star Rail for Hyacine. And I'm like, okay, hold on just a second. I remember recently I reacted to the special program, and I saw Hyacine, and I saw especially Little Ika, and I was like, okay, I kind of know what she does. I saw her animations. So I was thinking in my head, okay, I've seen the Keeping Up with the Star Rail, because I looked yesterday at 12 a.m., and there was nothing there. And I'm like, okay, there's nothing here, so there's nothing coming out. And when I look at it today, I'm like, oh, I must have seen this already at some point. Because I remember all her animations and her kid and stuff. Lo and behold, for some crazy reason, this released 17 hours ago. When the fuck even was 17 hours ago? I'm trying to even think. 12 hours ago was obviously 11:30 a.m., minus another 7, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. This released at about 4 a.m. Technically today. It's like, what? This has never happened before, at least with these things. But either way, we're a little late to the party, so I do apologize for that. But we're going to see Hyacine's Keeping Up with the Star Rail. As always, I absolutely love these. These are great. Not only does it give us more info about the character's kit, which we already kind of know because of the, as I mentioned, special program live stream, but the best thing, I think, is they include comedy, and they include story, especially with Albert. And I'm really curious who they're going to have to be the special guest. But I have a lot to do today, so let's get into it. Let's see who's going to be on the program. Let's take a look.
Step into the Twilight Courtyard,
Ooh.
where its chief healer welcomes
Wait, why does
all,
Albert
healing
look
physical
dead?
wounds with her exceptional medical prowess and repairing broken hearts with her gentle optimism.
Oh my god, look at little Iko. They're so fat.
Stubborn afflictions cast by fate or seemingly unresolvable conflicts.
Oh my.
She bears it all with grace, lifting the weight with quiet resolve and tirelessly offering healing.
So, one thing I forgot to say in the beginning especially, I didn't go through my little spiel like I usually do with my criteria, and we will do that, don't worry, but one of the things I really have to point out, man, I just cannot unsee Barbara from Genshin Impact. It is crazy.
Even the Evernight
Now granted,
holds
it's a
glimmer of
very
light.
common hairstyle.
Dawn will rise again. She carries this
Pigtails.
truth in both heart and action.
Oh my god,
In
look
this
at little
episode of
Ika.
Keeping Up with Star Rail, we step
Whoa,
closer to this
why is she on there like Assassin's
gentle
Creed?
Senate of the sky, the healer of light, Hyacine.
New best healer in the game, watch.
Welcome to where the
Oh,
west wind
oh,
ends.
Casterus! Oh, that's why Albert looks dead. He's literally a
With a snap
ghost.
frozen. Where on earth did it take me?
Oh my god, he got drunk. I love this shit.
Don't tell me. Is this another round?
He went to
You're
hell.
right, Albert.
I'm just wondering
This
how
is
I'm
story
supposed to get
spoilers
back.
slightly.
If all else fails, I'll have to ask someone to send a letter to Hyacine for help.
Wow, she can heal even the dead. Think about that. That's how much they're
Okay.
glazing her.
So, let's take a look at the one person I'd really like to see.
Oh
right
my
now.
god, she's so fat. She's nuzzling it.
Hyacine! Hyacine is a wing character following the path of remembrance.
Look at all the
She's gentle
stupid
strength behind
bubbles.
the flame changes, like a little sun that brings light and hope with healing hands that never fail.
Oh my. And I have some opinions, so we definitely gotta wait till the end. I should have said it in the
What is
beginning
truly
though, but
beyond
whatever.
hope, they end up here.
Oh
There's still hope for me,
shit.
probably.
So Albert's dead.
Hyacine gracefully waves her staff, dealing wind
She
damage
looks
based
so
on range
girly
to
and
one
so silly. Look at her. She's like,
Even
ooh.
when facing enemies, she still uses those cute, gentle bubbles.
That is such a great way to describe
Hyacine
it.
summons little Ika and restores HP
Oh
to
my,
all
look at little
life based on her
Ika.
Max HP. When using her ultimate, Hyacine summons Little Ika and restores HP to all
Look, their
allies.
true
At the
form, the
same time,
Pegasus.
with the after range
Ooh, and now
stage,
Little Ika's
increases all
angry.
allies' max HP,
Dude,
makes
that
her
shit
own
actually
max
looks
HP
crazy,
for a
no
set
lie, no
number of
joke.
turns.
That shit actually looks
With
wild.
majestic winged horses.
That's how little Ika used to look.
Does that mean
Yeah,
that all
in their
2K
prime.
has the potential to transform into a super cool
What is
Sonic
Albert
Boom?
doing,
Maybe
bro? What the
Hyacine could give
fuck?
me.
As far as I know, the Twilight Courtyard doesn't offer that service.
They don't give out
When
handy
Little Ika is
dandies.
summoned, Hyacine regenerates a certain amount of
Why the
energy.
fuck do they have
Additional
Pella
energy is
on that
regenerated from the
team?
first summon in battle. Little Ika is immune to all debuffs.
Wait.
When an ally targets
What did they just say here? With the first summon in battle, what? Wait. Oh, the first time they summon Little Ika. Okay. I thought that meant she had to compete with casters to, like, who gets their fucking, like, Pokemon out first.
for the first summon in battle. Little Ika is immune to all debuffs.
That's
when an
crazy.
ally target's HP drops, Little Ika will consume their own HP to restore that ally's HP based on Hyacine's max HP.
It's literally a
Hyacine is in
beat
the
stick.
after-range state, Little Ika will additionally heal all allies.
I wonder if
Little
that
Ika leaves the
includes
field,
itself.
Hyacine's action is advanced. Furthermore, Little Ika keeps track of both their own and Hyacine's outgoing healing, while Hyacine is in the
Okay.
after-range stage. Each time she uses an ability,
Oh
Little
my
Ika
god,
immediately
look at
uses their
it.
Memo Sprite
It
skill
uses
and
its
deals wind damage to all
crown.
enemies based on the accumulated healing amount.
That attack is actually crazy. That reminds me of One Punch Man of all things. When Saitama split the sky.
When Hyacine or Little
Wait.
Ika heal-
What did they just say here? I'm, like, not even paying attention. Hold on. Wait. So,
Ika keeps track of both their own and Hyacine's outgoing healing.
Okay.
Hyacine is in the after range stage. Each time she uses an ability, Little Ika immediately uses their Memo Sprite skill and deals wind damage to all enemies based on the accumulated healing amount.
it scales off amount healed.
Then,
Wow.
Ika clears a certain percentage of the healing tally and reduces the duration of all their own continuous effects by 1 turn. When
Okay.
Hyacine or Little Ika heals allies, Little Ika's damage increases for a set number of turns.
Okay. So I wonder if this is going to be like Treeby, because Treeby, you know, obviously she's a buffer. She's a harmony unit. But also, she kind of does do a little bit of damage. You do build her damage, and she does do sometimes not a negligible amount, but obviously we're not hitting DPS standards. But I wonder how she's going to kind of fit into things. I feel like she's going to be like Treeby in that sense.
This effect can stack up to a certain limit. After
Because
unlocking
Treeby
a
has the
specific
same thing.
trace,
She stacks
Hyacine
attack
and Little Ika's
too.
crit rates are increased. It also boosts outgoing healing with
Wait,
aiding a
wait,
specific
what?
trace. Hyacine and Little Ika's crit
Okay, I thought that meant for the whole team. I was like, no way she gives crit rate
rates
to
are
people.
increased. It also boosts
Oh.
outgoing healing with aiding allies whose HP is dangerously low.
Nice.
Upon unlocking another specific trace, when Hyacine's speed exceeds a certain threshold, both her own and Little Ika's max HP and outgoing healing increase.
So now we know who the fuck the Divergent Universe's other set was. Because when you grind out Castor's one, it gives you Castor's one, which is like the Idonia Bone one, and then they give you the Groves one. Now we know, as if it wasn't obvious already, that it's really just made for Hyacine. I don't even know who else it could be good on.
The more her speed surpasses the threshold, the greater the healing bonus. up
That's
to a set
crazy.
limit.
You have to
Using
build
her
her
technique
speed.
allows Hyacine to heal all allies at the start of the next battle based on her max HP.
Okay, so that's
And
not
all allies
crazy.
receive a max HP increase for a limited number of turns.
Okay, that's
While
pretty
studying at the
crazy.
Grove, Hyacine's goal
Not
is to
too
care for
crazy.
every living being with
What the fuck?
dedication.
Why'd they speed that shit forward? Wait, she
Okay, let's sum it
succeeded?
up. As the head healer of Emphorius, Hyacine can increase the max HP of all teammates and provide allies high-frequency group healing.
Oh
Remember
my
your
god,
companion,
it's
Little
better than
Ika,
Ho-Ho.
heals injured teammates in real time through a self-sacrificial mechanism. Ika also transforms their own and Hyacine's
It's literally
accumulated
better.
healing into
Oh,
Memo Sprite
Ho-Ho,
skill damage,
man. God
offering dual
damn it.
support in both team healing and
God
damage
damn it, they
output.
finally power crept
Kindness is like
her.
an undying star, quiet rays that twinkle and banish darkness from the farthest reaches of the
Oh
universe.
lord.
Will she give those folks that treatment too?
These are the darkness of the universe.
Oh my god, she's getting surrounded.
Unleashes her technique,
She's about to
and
get
Castor's
gangbanged.
follows up with her own summoning Netherwing into battle.
Ooh,
These
I
give
can't
our
say anything
allies
because of
plunges.
spoilers.
What? Hyacine's max HP boost and healing from her technique kick in, helping to steady the team. Netherwing keeps it brief, a few fiery breaths, and a glorious self-destruct. First wave of enemies,
Wow.
yeah, out of the picture. As the
Nuke
second wave of
them,
enemies charges
okay.
in, Hyacine quickly uses her skill, summoning Little Ika
Wait,
to the field.
you know what's so crazy? The audio for the combat versus the audio we're hearing, or like the visuals and the audio aren't syncing up. The dragon just breathed the flame even though it already exploded. That's actually crazy. Wow.
Restoring the whole team's HP once more, charging up Castor's. An enemy injures a team.
Yeah, the audio is, like,
Little Ika reacts
delayed.
once,
Wow.
restoring their HP. This
is one of the few times we caught HUOHUO slipping.
Thankfully, Lalika's right there to patch everyone
So
up
the healing
again.
doesn't look crazy
Hyacine
after
uses
they
her
take
ultimate, healing the
damage.
entire team and increasing all allies' max HP. All the healing just now, Lalika can wreck her.
Ooh, little Ika remembers.
Action to show the enemy that enforces little Pegasus is not to be underestimated.
That shit is wild. They did not need to go that hard on that attack.
Even faster. Hyacine, still worried, uses her skill to reinforce the healing effect.
They're already near full and she's healing them even more.
Meanwhile, Castress has fully charged. She casts her ultimate, letting Netherwing take away the second.
This is almost like a duo showcase with Castress and Little Ika. Fuck Hyacine. Ooh, he just hugged him. You know, I think they have Pella here to kind of show like, oh yeah guys, don't worry, you don't need Treeby. This is okay for free-to-plays. Oh my god, dude, Netherwing is crazy.
It's game over. What should I say? That's a wrap.
Wow. Wait, what the fuck is Castress doing? Wait, what?
Seldom has visitors. It's rare to see it as lively as this.
She's not wrong. This place is very lonely.
You got a lighter workload, and more free time means more chance to be creative, right? Speaking of, when's the sequel to
Look,
that,
she's thinking. Ooh.
Still working on it. Oh, looks like time's almost up.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh my god. I thought Pollux was about to eat him. I like how Castress is just happy while this is happening. Wow. Okay. Wait, what the? Oh, there's more.
Did you take it all in one gulp?
Hey, yo. He's a throat goat.
Cinderella warned me when she did.
Who knew such a delicious drink could be so dangerous?
I didn't even know they would have this like after credits thing. That's crazy. What is this, a fucking Marvel movie? Either way though, not a bad keeping up with the star rail. Obviously we already knew most of her kit already. This is just a nice refresher. But now, which again I usually put this at the beginning, but we'll put it at the end here, my opinions. So, going over the criteria. Number 1, meta gameplay wise. This is where this really brings up the conversation about the Remembrance class as a whole. I think the Remembrance class, one of the best ways to talk about it and describe it is to call it the wildcard class. Because this shit can literally be whatever you want. You can make a Memo Sprite spawn and you can have it be a healer, a shielder, a damage dealer, whatever. You can literally make it be whatever you want. Obviously, Hyacine's here is Little Ika, which is a healer, right? Netherwing, which is Pollux, which is Castress's one, is a damage dealer, nuker, tank, fucking reser, everything. Because when they're on the field, you literally can't die. So, and it's a buffer because on the field, increase everyone's damage. So Netherwing literally does everything, but besides heal. But this is where, even though actually when it explodes, it does heal. So it literally does everything. Oh my god, Castress is so crazy. But anyway, this is where the Remembrance class can really be whatever you want it to be. So, for all intents and purposes, Hyacine really is an abundance character. She's a healer. They say Remembrance because of the Memo Sprite, but she's a Remembrance abundance character. She's a Remembrance healer. She's probably going to be the best healer in the game, let's be real. Obviously, who does she work well with? She works the best with Castress. Now, I don't know if they didn't build her right. I don't know if they're trying to not show her off as the best. Because a lot of the times when they give you the character, especially in the game for the test runs, they're not as good as people usually build them. So this is where the healing I saw, HUOHUO'S healing is extremely good, right? The only thing I can see with Hyacine's being potentially better if the healing isn't equal to or greater, right? Because so far, just from eyeballing it, the healing looked a little less. It just looks way more frequent and way more on demand. And that's saying something considering HUOHUO'S is also pretty frequent. If you start the turn with HUOHUO, you get healed. If you ult with HUOHUO, everyone gets healed. So her main competition is HUOHUO. Now the main thing I'm concerned about, which I think HUOHUO might beat her out here, is cleanse. HUOHUO'S biggest thing is not only does she have AoE healing, she provides a little bit of an attack damage buff and energy with her ult, but she cleanses so easily. As far as I could tell, and as far as they said, Hyacine doesn't cleanse. So now the question is, okay, well, what's the next gimmick, right? Aside from the group AoE healing and the constant healing and the healing when you get attacked, which I would say is more on demand than HUOHUO'S one, because what if there's enemies like fucking HUOHUO who attack multiple times a fucking second, right? At that point, I think Hyacine might honestly be better. The biggest thing that sets her apart from HUOHUO, though, if she doesn't have a cleanse, is Little Ika being also an attacker. I don't want to say a nuker, but Little Ika is also an attacker, and I've heard Little Ika does some damage, surprisingly enough. So that's just, again, more going over her meta status. Gameplay-wise, I love summons. If we have a full team of summon characters, right? Sadly, Treeby isn't a summoner, but we have Treeby, Casterus with Netherwing, Hyacin with Little Ika, and now we just need one more, which I don't know if you'd fit a Glee on that team, but realistically you could fit almost anyone. But regardless, this is where she's probably going to be top tier, if not, better than HUOHUO, at least tied with HUOHUO. Just obviously made for casters teams. And gameplay-wise, I love her. So now we go on to the looks. Obviously, I kind of said this before. She pretty much looks like a discounted I don't even want to say discounted. She does look better. I would say she looks better than Barber. Like, look at her. Look at her right here, if I could get the right image. Fuck, where was it? One of the things I think is so stupid, though, is Little Ika. We have to include Little Ika with her. I think Little Ika looks so fucking dumb. But dumb in a good way. I really like how Little Ika looks. They're fat, they're chubby, they're stupid, and I like how lore-wise they even showed you, like, oh yeah, this is how Little Ika actually used to look. Literally the fucking Pegasus. But, aside from that, just animation-wise, when you look at her, right, and you see, like, oh yeah, she's one of the head doctors of the Grove, you're like, what the fuck is this? Or was it the Grove? Or I forgot where she's from. I don't think it's the Grove, but regardless, I just think her look is so silly. She reminds me of Colgate toothpaste of all things, right? But man, this thing right here, look at this shit. Hold on.
Support in both team healing and damage output.
Like, what the fuck? He's parting the sky. That shit looks like it should be like something from a damage dealer. That shit looks fucking wild. But either way, look-wise, I think she's okay. I'm not in love with it, and I actually think the bubbles and stuff make her silly, but it's okay to have some silliness. I think we haven't had it in a while. Casters, I think they did pretty good on, so we kind of need something a little bit different from, I would say, the little dark and gloomy and death theme, which, quite literally, Hyacin is the exact opposite. So then we move into lore. Well, this is weird. I don't know whether to include this in lore or in looks. Well, definitely not in looks, because it's not something physical, but I guess I'll include it in lore. Lore-wise, at least story-wise, Hyacin is pretty boring so far. I think character-wise, she's very vanilla, which again, isn't a bad thing, but I just think she's kind of boring. I think this is where she's not really getting any extra points here. Biggest thing, though, is we still haven't gotten to her main story. She's a nice girl, but then again, it's a HUOHUO game, who isn't, right? She's a pretty nice girl. Next version will know a lot more. I don't think she's going to get the Caster's treatment, because boy do I love Caster's, and they did her pretty well in the story. But I don't think she's going to get that, but we are going to see her main performance next patch. So I can't really say too much on the lore side other than right now it's looking a little weak, / not really to my liking. I don't really care for her lore. She's a really simple thing. She's a doctor, she helps people, and she has a little bit of anxiety about Aquila and how she's going to become the person who usurps Aquila. And Aquila is really mean, so it's the exact opposite of Hyacin. And this is where I really want to go into the lore of the story, but I don't want to spoil anyone. So let's just say there is a couple of questions I have with Hyacin and Aquila, but we'll leave it at that. Now, the thing I don't know where to include, so I'll include it in the lore here. I really think her VA sucks. I'm sorry, no offense to the VA, but man, I think her VA is a little lackluster, not too great, not too high quality. It almost sounds like she has an accent, which isn't bad, but it sounds like she's fumbling the words a bit sometimes, / I don't know, I just don't feel emotion. I feel like she's too, I don't want to say monotone, but too, like, non-emotional, if you understand what I mean. So, again, that doesn't have its own category, like, oh yeah, how's their VA, rate their VA. Because the Japanese VAs are usually goated. The English VAs, I usually don't know. But, regardless, this is where her VA, I don't think is that good. Everything else, lore-wise, is eh. And then finally, the fourth criteria, the secret one, is her competition. And this is where it's not really competition, this is where it's collaboration, because guess what? Casters was just out. Hyacine is her best healer. Castor's is top tier. That makes Hyacine top tier, I think, automatically, just because she works the best with Castor's. The more HP you have, the better it is for Castor's. So, not only is she buffing Castor's because Castor scales off HP, but the more healing you do and the more HP you take from people based on their, current HP, not the amount, or I think it is the amount actually. That's how faster she gets Nether Wing. So, it's not really competition. And then after Hyacine, I actually have no clue who's coming up besides Finon. Obviously, Cypher's on the same banner. So Finon's actually further out. Never mind, I'm stupid. I forgot the live stream. So yeah, Cypher's coming out. Cypher's pretty interesting. I don't want to say too much about her yet. But she's a Nihility character. She seems to be a damage dealer, but I almost take her kind of similarly. Not entirely, but in terms of how meta she's going to be and how useful she's going to be, I think she's going to be more kind of near Topaz's state, where she'll be decent. I don't think she's going to turn any heads. I really hope I'm wrong, and I might be. But I think more people are honestly going to roll for Cypher, more so because she's Cypher, not because of her gameplay, if you know what I mean. But her main competition, I guess, is just Finon, and it looks like Finon is shaping up to be a big boy, especially in the lore. And in the lore, if they're big, in the rollings and in the kit and everything else, they're going to be huge. Ultimately, it really goes down to how many trailers they have. So, this was keeping up with the star rail for Hyacine, so we're probably expecting at least one more with her character trailer. And maybe a teaser. I don't think we're going to get a teaser. Maybe we'll just get the trailer. But, at the end of the day, we usually round out to 2. If Finon gets 2, that's tragic. Cypher's probably going to get 2. So her main competition is Cypher, which, again, I think is strong for other reasons. I think people like Cypher not because of her kit, but because of physicality. And then there's obviously Finon, which people I've seen are standing, and he looks cool as shit. He literally looks like Better Sunday. Also, by the way, I'm one of the people, I think, I don't know if the rest of the people feel like this, Sunday was a fucking scam. He's only good with the Glia. He's only best in slot with the Glia. What the fuck? But either way, that's not about Hyacine. We're here for Hyacine. So basically, she's great. Hyacine, I'm probably going to try and get her. We really got to see. I'm trying my hardest not to buy the $200 bundle, but especially with the fake collab coming out too, it's really, really hard. But either way, this was great. We got to see for the future what's going on. I hope everyone enjoyed, and I hope you guys watch me live at Twitch TV Tecnics channel. And tell me what you think and if you're getting Little Ika.